Welcome to Code Mantra's Accessibility Insight interview series. I'm Barry Bealer, Senior Vice President of Strategic Alliances at Code Mantra, and your host for today's session. Welcome back to our Accessibility Insight interview series. This is segment 3 of 5. We are here today with Bill Kasdorf, an expert in accessibility for publishers and a member of several W3C working groups and NISO's Video and Audio Metadata Guidelines working group. Bill is joined by my colleague, Ian Smith, our Director of Accessibility Platforms and Solutions. So gentlemen, I want to talk a little bit about print-ready PDF versus ePub3 versus other file formats. And many times, as both of you know, publishers have to publish in these multiple formats. So given our topic around accessibility today, can both of you provide some guidance on the issues or opportunities with publishing to publish to print-ready PDF to ePub3 versus other file formats? So Bill, let's start with you.
First of all, publishers do need to produce all of these formats, particularly PDFs and EPUBs, totally common. The EPUBs are inherently more able to be made accessible because they reflow, you can change fonts, you can change sizes, you can change colors and contrast, etc. But in both cases, you need to get the structure right, you need to enable a person using assistive technology to walk through the content. For PDFs, that's most often done by remediation of the standard print-ready PDF that's come out in the publishing process. Whereas for EPUBs, increasingly, more of that accessibility functionality is getting built into the workflow so that it's there in the first place. So most PDFs being created today are not very accessible, but they can be made more accessible. Mm-hmm. A lot of EPUBs, in many cases, can be what's called born accessible. They're just accessible right out of the gate.
Great. How about you, Ian?
Yeah, no, I echo a lot of what Bill said. He's right in the fact that EPUB by nature is natively, almost accessible or can be fully accessible, and therefore it's easier to be, spruced up, if you will, to be fully compliant. PDF has been and will likely always remain a challenge. I do believe that there's processes being developed and tools to be utilized that make them more accessible than they have in the past as a matter of creation, but they can also be made highly accessible as well. And publishers, Bill mentioned also that they're required to produce for both formats in a lot of cases. They have different channels that are maybe only accepting certain formats. So they are in a position to where both formats will likely need to be made accessible.